Google wins almost everywhere on Earth: the US, Japan, India, Germany, and just about everywhere else. But there's one country it spent 20 years trying to crack and never could. One of the richest, most connected countries on Earth, a place that lives on its phones. Google came in with everything: the brand, the technology, the money, and it still finished second to a green search box most people outside Korea have never even heard of. Long before Google arrived, it had already built something Google couldn't fight: NAVER. When Google enters a country, it wins the same way every time. It crawls the open web and hands you the best answer. But Korea didn't play by those rules. The most wired country on Earth, the fastest internet in the world, before most of us had it. Koreans lived online before the rest of us caught up. And when they searched, they used NAVER. Because NAVER did something Google never would. It built the content itself. In 2002, knowledge einen. Ask anything, real people answer. Yahoo answers 3 years early. Then blogs, then cafes. Koreans weren't searching the web. They were building it, inside NAVER. And that's what Google could never beat. Google crawls the open internet. But in Korea, the web lived inside NAVER's walls, where Google couldn't reach. Even the map couldn't crack it. For years, Google's map couldn't compete with NAVER's. Korea had restricted the map data, so NAVER became the map. Reviews, routes, the whole daily habit, locked in. 20 years and Google never once came out on top. Everything Koreans needed was already here. So NAVER won Korea's internet. If that were the whole story, it'd be a good one. It's not the story. Because somewhere along the way, NAVER built the largest Webtoon platform on Earth. Digital comics, over 160 million readers across 150 countries. And these aren't just comics, they're IP. Netflix hits like All of Us Are Dead and Sweet Home, they started as NAVER Webtoons. In 2024, NAVER took that business public, not in Korea, on the Nasdaq, its own ticker, WBTN, nearly a $3 billion debut, and NAVER still controls it. Stop for a second. A search company that quietly built a global content empire and floated it in New York. And it's not the only thing hiding in there. Line, the messaging app hundreds of millions use across Japan, Taiwan, Thailand. NAVER co-built it. It still co-owns it, alongside Japan's SoftBank. Search, content, messaging, across borders. And we still haven't reached the part investors actually care about. Here's what the market keeps missing. NAVER's fastest growing business isn't search anymore. It's shopping. You might know Coupang, Korea's Amazon, listed in New York. Warehouses everywhere. Same-day delivery. The clear leader. What you don't know is who's right behind it. NAVER, the only company keeping pace, and it's doing it backwards. Coupang built warehouses and trucks. NAVER built none of it. No inventory, no delivery fleet, just a marketplace, connecting millions of sellers, taking a cut. And it's already nearly as big as NAVER's search business itself. Every one of those purchases runs through one thing: NAVER Pay, which is where this stops being about shopping and starts being about money. NAVER Pay isn't a side feature. It moves around 86 trillion won a year, and it runs under NAVER Financial, the company's finance arm. Because NAVER has wanted into finance for a long time. Years ago, a rumor that it might buy a Korean bank sent that bank's stock soaring before NAVER even denied it. That's how badly the market assumed it wanted in. It couldn't get a bank, so it built something bigger. In late 2025, NAVER Financial moved to absorb the operator of Upbit, one of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world. Picture Google buying Coinbase. Now look at what sits under one roof: shopping, payments, a crypto exchange. And here's the plan that connects them: a Korean stablecoin. NAVER Pay would issue it. Upbit would move it. Shopping and Pay would spend it. It's a bet to become the backbone of Korea's digital money, and regulators are still deciding whether to let it happen. There's one more layer. Every AI in the world needs somewhere to live, and more countries don't want their data sitting on servers run from California. They want their own, their language, their rules, their soil, sovereign AI. In Korea, one company is built to provide exactly that. NAVER runs the country's largest homegrown cloud, and it was the first company in the world to build a SuperPOD on Nvidia's chips, which is why in 2026 the most powerful man in AI got on a plane. Jensen Huang, the CEO of Nvidia, flew to Korea and drove to NAVER's headquarters. Together they announced a plan to build AI factories, starting at 200 megawatts, scaling toward gigawatt scale. And Huang said something remarkable. If the plan works, he said, this partnership could make NAVER 10 times the company it is today. Then there's the part that sounds like science fiction. NAVER built the world's first robot-friendly skyscraper. Inside, more than 100 robots ride their own elevator, delivering packages, coffee, mail. They don't carry their own brains. They run on NAVER's cloud. And robotics was the third piece of the Nvidia deal. The search box, now reaching into the physical world. So add it up. A Webtoon empire on the Nasdaq, the only company keeping pace with Coupang, a payment network moving 86 trillion a year, a cloud Nvidia crossed the world to partner with, robots that run on it, and one of the biggest crypto exchanges on Earth. And today it's worth less than Coinbase, which only does crypto, one of Asia's most underestimated companies. You know Google, but not NAVER. Not yet. Welcome to K-Stock.